Hello! Hello, hello, hello. Ahoy! I love the Alexander music, and I love the Alexander orchestral music. So, when I saw it come up on the playlist, I was just like, yeah, we'll start with that one. I always try and start with something, I don't know, a little energetic. Just tone it back a little. I figured we needed something to kind of kick off this whole thing. So, okay. We'll go from something epic sounding to my other favorite piece of music in Final Fantasy XIV. So hello everybody and welcome in. Today I was originally planning to just do ocean fishing today, and like with the hour or so downtime we'd have, just go work on an alt. But with the Day of Legends starting tomorrow afternoon my time, I thought we would instead do ocean fishing and do some prep for that. I am not going to be staying up for 24 hours to try and catch 30 legendary fish. I'm not that insane. However, if you would like to see someone who's insane, go watch Wrath Games when they do it tomorrow. Because Wrath Games is going to do it. I, on the other hand, am not. I saw that, Jazz. So, before I break the thing... Okay, so for those of you who don't know what the Day of Legends is, let me quickly tell you as I frantically panic and look for all my windows here to refix them all. I really need like a third monitor. I swear. He's gonna one-shot Cinder and fail to get a single drop. If he one-shot Cinder tomorrow, or I think it's Saturday morning, if he can one-shot Cinder, that's actually like, that's worth it, to be honest. Ruby Dragon on Saturday would be good too. No, I have been chatting with Wrath about this for maybe the past week. I'm not going to reveal too much of what we've been talking about or what his goals are and all that other stuff. That's up for him. But he is well aware of what he's about to do. So, but anyways, Day of Legends. This is something that maybe in the past year we've started noticing or started looking for, and by we I mean like certain members of the fishing community. And it wasn't until maybe a week or two ago that Forpus in the Fishcord discovered that this Saturday into Sunday was going to be a day in which within 24 hours, all 30 legendary fish will be available. That's over one legendary fish an hour. And this one's different from the one that we had last time. We had one about 9 months ago. That was 28 hours. So it was roughly a day, but this time around it is actually a day. It is within 24 hours. It starts at 4:50 p.m. Eastern or EDT on Friday, and it ends at 5:06 is when the start of the last window is. Or, no, I have that backwards. Starts at 506, ends at 450. I've been getting that wrong all day. Anyways, so that's what it is, basically. It's all 30 legendary fish up in 24 hours. We don't usually see that very often, but also we don't look for it too often. I don't think there's someone like actively trying to predict like the next, I don't know, 10 years worth of these like we do with some fish. But no, this time around it's literally just, you know, it just happened to pop up. We actually almost missed it. If Forpus wasn't looking for it, we probably wouldn't have noticed. And let me tell you, I did not expect, when I made the post about it today, I did not expect so many people to be interested. I think on Twitter, there's something like 75,000 people have seen that tweet, which is a lot of people. So, yeah, it is kind of like the planets aligning. And it is actually a little generous. Like, if I just, let's see, do I have the command correct? No. Did I turn the command on? Probably also no. Hold on. Let me push buttons here. Do, 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 do. Oh, how much you want to bet? That is because I forgot something. Helps if you put the exclamation point in the front. So, yeah, so if you look at the schedule, Aquamaton is up once, Unconditional is only up once, Scon, Cinder Surprise, only up once, Listercanthus, surprisingly, only up once. Actually, not surprising, and Ruby Dragon is only up once. All other, like, what's that, 25 other... 3, 4... Yeah, all 25 other legendary fish will be up at least more than once. But it was pointed out with Aquamaton that you can technically use Shade Shifter with Fish Eyes. So that actually adds 3 more windows to Aquamaton. But none of the other fish will benefit from that. Because you still need to have like the weather windows for Listercanthus and obviously Ruby Dragon. So that is how that is going, and it's going to be starting tomorrow. I will be streaming the start of it tomorrow, most likely around probably start around maybe 4:30. So like an hour ago tomorrow, if that makes sense, and then we will. I'll go for a few hours. I have a tabletop game that I'm going to be going to, so I will end it then, and then sometime on Saturday I will pick up the stream again, and we'll just kind of keep going. I have no intention of trying to catch all 30 of these legendary fish. I like my sleep schedule. But again, if you want to watch that, you want to watch someone attempt that, or just at least stay up and catch fish. I know Wrath Games will be doing that. If you want to be part of a fish train, Spoofy will be hosting one on Coral from 5 to 9 p.m. EDT. So please be on the lookout for that as well if you want to be actually like on a fish train. There's no official formal fish train. I'm not hosting anything. We're just... Spoofy's going to do it. If you want to host your own fish train, be my guest. Please let me know. I'll even share it out. And so we can kind of get some coverage of these trains here and like little gathering places for people to come and meet other fishers that they might not run into usually. Beyond that, yeah, it's pretty wild. The one other wild thing on this schedule is the Ruby Dragon into Garliacthus window on Saturday, because that's back-to-back. That is absolutely going to be brutal, because you are coming out of Ruby with probably low GP, and you need high GP to go into Garliacthus's prep, because you need to be triple-hooking the Basils. So, that's going to be a fun one for those who are attempting that. So excited for Legends. So excited for Legends. I just started my big fishing journey and it's been lots of fun so far. I'm glad you're having fun. These events like this don't usually come up very often, but when they do and you are a new fisher, highly recommend just trying your best at them. Because you can usually have, I mean, one, they're fun, but two, they're really good for learning. Especially because there's going to be so many people who are going to be trying for all these fish. There's going to be a lot of people who will be like, hey, I want to do this. How can I do this? And there'll be people to tell you. In the spreadsheet that is in Twitch chat right now, at least, and I'll drop it into YouTube's chat, you can go to the info tab and you'll see a quick description of what's going on, all the bait you're going to need, and then I put guides. All of my guides for legendary fish are in the doc now, along with extra notes and other videos that I might have, tips, stuff like that. So you'll be able to go and you'll be able to get a ton of stuff. But yeah, 12 Basilosaurus for Garliacthus triple hook does a lot of the work for Basil, or for Garliacthus and catching Basilosauruses. So yeah, it's a bit of a trip. Anyways, we are going to be doing this upcoming ocean fishing boat. Now, which one even is it? I haven't looked. I told myself I would, and I did not. We got Octos and on Indigo, and we got Glass and Jewel on Ruby. I want to go Indigo. I'm going to go for points just because I want script. I'm trying to fuel a few, I'm trying to have a bunch of script on hand for extra bait for those who might need it, like Wrath or Spoofy. I'm trying to just have a bunch of that extra on hand, and I'm also trying to replenish my high cordial stocks because I'm under 3,000 again. So I did do some math today. 500 cordials is enough for 25 hours of continuous cordial use, just fun fact, and figured that out for no particular reason whatsoever. The last other thing, and I'll redo this at the end, if you are planning to be at FanFest and you would like to come meet other fishers at an aquarium on April 23rd, 21st, hold on, I don't even remember when it is. Thursday, April 23rd from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, that should be PDT, at the Aquarium of the Pacific. I am hosting a meetup for folks to come and explore the aquarium on their own, or, with other friends, or just by themselves. RSVP for that closes tomorrow, and that is going to be a hard close, mainly because when I called the aquarium and told them how many people might be showing up, they were like, hey, call us like 3 or 4 weeks in advance. So tomorrow I have to make that call before the Day of Legends. Or I'll do it Saturday, one of the two. Anyways, alright, so we have 12 minutes until the ocean fishing boat. I think what we'll do to start is just maybe see if a big fish is up and just go for that for 10 minutes, and then we'll come back, jump in, and go. Actually, first step is we're going to clear out our inventory because that's a mess. I had a really good run on my last boat of, oh crap, what was it? Seahorse? No, Manta. I had a really good Manta run and did not beat my PB on that, so I was a little upset by that. Yeah, Apollo. If I have been running on cordial since Shadowbringers. I'm not joking. Like, I have not really had to replenish my cordials for an entire expansion. From the initial edition of ocean fishing, I had probably 5,000 or 6,000 high cordials, and I used all of those up until this point. And I was like, I'm under 3,000. I need to restock anyways because the 7.5 big fish. 7.5 is going to be big for fishing because we have in patch 7.5 we'll have the big fish. 7.1 is cosmic exploration. 7.55 is the legendary fish, and then somewhere in that, my guess would be 7.5, like the base expansion or the base patch, is the new ocean fishing route. Though if they're smart, or I think they should do it in 7.1, but that's just me. It could be whenever they want, but there's like every patch there's going to be some chunk of fishing that we have to do. So I'm just like, why risk it and just use all the cordials I can. Yes, new ocean fishing route coming. We are going to Thavnair. It should be a ton of fun. I don't know precisely what that's going to entail. I think there's a ton of fun stuff they could do with Thavnair. But who knows at this point? There's just a lot that they could be doing. So anyways. Oh, hi, Doc. Let me rearrange some stuff here. I'll be interested to see more about the ocean fishing route. I doubt we'll get much information on it in the next live letter. It's not really a high point. They'll probably focus mostly on Beastmaster. Which I'm also very excited for. I'm like, yeah, Beastmaster looks great. I'm excited to play Beastmaster. So, let me grab my... before I forget, let me make sure I have my bait, because I've done this like 6 times. Kid, thank you for the follow. Alright, so we are going to do ocean fishing. It is in 8 minutes. What do we have that's coming up, though? Octomammoth is closed, but fortunately we have fish eyes, so we can just mess with that for a little bit. I want to go grab some pill bugs really quick. I'll probably throw them out once we get onto the boat. But welcome in, everybody. We are going to be doing some ocean fishing tonight. We'll be doing the route that is coming up in 8 minutes, and then the route that'll be coming up 2 hours after that. So specifically, that is the Octo and Jelly routes. Do I want to do the... Maybe I'll do Squid. At 8 p.m. we'll do the Ruby route. If you're interested in learning big fish, or not big fish, like high point ocean fishing, or just really good ocean fishing techniques, let me bring it up here as I auto run into a wall. Teodo Teyun has a ton of guides on it, but Teodo Teyun is hands down. He's been on this channel before. We've talked to him a few times. Teodo has written a ton of guides about ocean fishing. He is quite possibly... I would be surprised if there's anybody who's more knowledgeable about ocean fishing than him outside of the developers. He has, from what my understanding is, the highest points in all of ocean fishing. Local Fisher, thank you for that follow. Let me see if I can go find his numbers here too really quick. Because his route numbers are genuinely ridiculously high. Discord's being dumb here. Are you just not going to let me do a proper search, Discord? Oh, Okay, well, hold on. Discord's having a moment. And it's not going to let me do it. Come on. Yeah, I'm pretty certain Tioto is maybe one expansion away from breaking the 60,000 point wall. I'm pretty certain his record sits somewhere around 55, 56.
I must tell chat too. On September 27, 2025 I found an Airzia Aquarium Sofia branch advertisement posted at the Akihabara Airzia Cafe.
Yes. Yeah. Did I tell you that we found who that was? That was the co-lead of Sophia who had written that. But yeah, no, Tioto sets is probably no contest the most dedicated ocean fisher that I know of. He's definitely broken 55k, I think. I don't know if he's broken 56, but he's gotten close. He might be over 56. I don't think so. If they do, it's not super duper well known. So Ruby, they were surprised that it was that someone else had seen it. They did in fact do that back in September, but I don't think they were at the Budokan. Yeah, my high score, like my best run, is. I can bring up my spreadsheet. So many spreadsheets. See, my best run on the Indigo route is 34,314. And my best score on the Ruby route is 27,519. Your route. So but I'll see if I could do some of the like the basic stuff that I've learned, but I will preface this by saying I'm not as good as some other folks are going to be for ocean fishing. So take what I say with a grain of salt, because there is so much nuance to it based on like the weather during which stop is it? The Galadium Bay? Yeah. During Galadium Bay, if it's showering, but not raining, showering, the ideal spectral bait actually changes from krill to plumpworm. And the only reason that it's krill is because tarnished sharks are like too dominant when on plumpworm when they're there, but if they're gone, that's fine. It's a whole thing. So like there's a lot of nuance to it that I will not be able to easily convey. But let's see if we can quickly catch an octomammoth before we go in. Also, if you are watching, you are more than welcome to join. I'm not going to form a party. You can just queue up in English on Crystal into the Indigo route, and you can join us on this boat. See if I can get all three of these out before my fish eyes runs out. Speaking of Alexander. Okay, cool. We picked up 2. Yeah. So, just in time. That should hopefully not slow the DPL that much. actually, hold on. And before okay, everyone, stop jumping. So the one thing too that has come up that some people ask about is like best in slot for ocean fishing. The one thing I can say with some confidence is when it comes to your gear, you want higher GP because gathering and perception doesn't really matter as much in ocean fishing because you can do it from level 1. So the more GP you have, the more you can do things. For example, with my 1100 GP, which I might not have on this gear, with my 1100 GP, I can use prize catch into a triple hook, identical cast, prize catch, and triple hook again. If I have 10 Angler's Art Stacks and a high cordial, that is 14 of a high point fish of large size. That's a ton of points. So the more GP you have, the more GP you have, the better. All right, we're gonna start with krill. Yeah. Oops, bite. Now, I usually open with patience. This does vary a little bit, but I will open with patience so that I have a... basically, I can build up some Angler's Art Stacks. What do I switch it to in the spectral curve? Oh, this is crappy one. I do need jellyfish, so that is good, and we're just gonna dive right into this. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just finish blowing off my patience here. I think that'll work to our advantage as well. So let me start my cast macro. I think this will work to our advantage as well because we need the GP for jellyfish. I'm not going to be using it a ton. So I know that that's going to be Great Grand Marlin. That's what triple look out on those. Those are just good points. Nothing much beyond that. Now the best point is Mithril Sovereigns, which are a strong bite at 5 to 6 seconds. Oh, what you can't see is my macro timer, because I have a very specific one. Ocean fishing, that work. So, whenever I get a Spectral Current, I've started swapping to a secondary macro. This one counts up every second, and it just lets me have a better idea of how many specific seconds have actually elapsed since I've cast it out, instead of my other macro, which is every so often. I feel like ideally you get the spectral here, but in reality you want it like right at the end to get cut off so that you can get the additional time on the next zone. Because the next zone is where all like the big points are. Because Galadium Bay at dusk has funnel sharks, and you want as much opportunity to get a funnel shark as you can without necessarily cutting off your mooching opportunities from the start. Alright, so now I'm going to try and go for jellyfish and crabs. When you're doing this voyage mission, especially when you start with the Southern Strait, if you have access to Lenotian jellies, they are so easy to get because they bite so quickly. They bite no more than 5 seconds. I'll switch my macro back in a second. But they bite no more than 5 seconds, and you can get like one triple hook, and you are set for the entire mission. Oh, hello, Mr. Wrath Games. Everyone go. If you don't know who Wrath Games is, please go follow him. We just got in, Wrath. I don't know if you messaged me on Discord, I totally missed it. So that's one of my jellies. Ideally that's 4. Yeah, perfect. And then what I want is for another one I can double hook. There we go. Okay, knock that one out. Yeah, Wrath, don't forget to get your books. And make sure you have all the books, like, before you use them all. A Realm Reborn doesn't have books. Switch over to Krill really quick. Get off this macro now. I'm gonna have to use that cordial as soon as we get into the next zone. Because that's not going to let me use it beforehand. Yeah, Wrath, where are you streaming tomorrow? Which server? Because I'll jump over to you early. If you're gonna stay on Aether, I'll just come over to you. The Fish Court isn't doing an official train. Spofi is doing one from 5 to 9 on Coral. Yeah. But the Fish Court isn't doing any one specific one. We're kind of just telling people to, form their own little groups for fun. So you could go to Coral. Go with Spofi. I know she'd love to have you there. Reel that in. Something that's also really useful that you never think about is the time it takes to reel in a fish. It takes about 11 seconds to reel in a fish, if it is a ferocious bite. Fun fact. And special currents have different times as well. But yeah, no, if you join on Coral, I might join on Coral as well, at least for the first part. Oh, I don't even know what my base points are right now. Palladium Bay, we are going for Krill, unless it is showering. It is not. So we're staying on Krill. Need to use that. Oh, I just capped myself. Okay, we timed it perfectly. I didn't let myself go fully capped on my GP. The Day of Legends doesn't start until tomorrow evening, correct. So it doesn't start until, I think the first window starts with Snowy Paraxis at 5:06 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Whatever time zone we're in now. But tomorrow at 5:06. About an hour ago. Uh-oh, that's not good. That's way too early for me. Do I want to finish this out? Probably not. Okay. I need funnel sharks, so I'm going to do something incredibly risky that I recommend no one else does. And that is, I'm going to specifically target fish, funnel sharks. If I don't get a ferocious bite, I'm not reeling in. I'm mainly doing this because I have most of my missions done, and I'm purely going for points. And funnel shark is the largest point giver right now. And we're on a full build, so I'm not worried about like the other buffs. No, the funny named fish servers are Zalera, Leviathan, and what's the other one? There's another one. Zalera's the big one. This is it. Oh, please don't slip. Thank you. See, and then just for waiting, I got almost 3,000 points. Now I could do that again I don't think I'm going to. I think I'll just go for the GP regen and see if I can get another triple look. Start building these in. Now again, this is just the best way I know how to handle this. It might not necessarily be the best way to handle it. Merman's Main would be another one to go for, but I was here for the point. Only one funnel shark run. If I had my cordial, like if the spectral was popping now, I probably could have gotten 14 funnel sharks off that show. At this point now, I am mostly just managing my GP and focusing on that voyage mission. There's 3 minutes left. I'll probably drop, I'll drop a double hook on this because my GP will regen by then. I'll use a cordial. It will be good. The rate we've been going with these spectral currents is really nice. But yeah, getting Mop Beard would be really good because those are nearly 1,400 points. Base. And now I'm just gonna keep catching fish. I'm gonna let my GP... I could probably... about 3 minutes until we start fishing in the next zone. So yeah, I think... Actually, no, what I will do is I will use patience and I will start rebuilding my Angler's Red stacks. That's what I need to do. Thank you for the watch streak. Wrath, we can meet up for the next one if you're available. How's that sound? Drink water. Fish are biting. I'll let it go. 3 is fine. Mainly because if I get a triple hook off, that'll give me 7, which will put me at 10, and I'm not wasting any. I'm not going to waste as much. Dingo Elgard, hope your day is going well. My day is going well. You're one big fish away from completion. Ooh, which one is it? And congratulations preemptively on that one fish. Oh. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. When's purse back? The 30th. Okay. Yeah. I will say the social media response to the Day of Legend has just been also hilarious, because it's like everyone going, man, this is a big day for fishing, or I am going to specifically target this one fish. There's like no in between. Northern Strait, ragworm. It's always ragworm. Everything's ragworm until the spectral current. Ooh. No, I'm not going to be that greedy. I could be greedy in the spec and go for, I could be really, really greedy and just go for Bartholomew the Chopper, but I would rather play with Mopbeards. I think they're a little bit easier to handle. Oh yeah, the ominous rock. Let's see. Oh, if I could, I would show the trick for telling if the dolphins are going to stay or not. So here's a fun fact with ocean fishing. If you watch where the dolphins go, if they turn and go around the boat, like right there, they're gonna stay. But if they just leave, they're not staying. Like, you're not getting it at all. Purse is the worst. The average downtime for purse is 19.5 days. So on average, it's going to be 19 days. If it's above or below that, it's fine. Alright, that's a bow. Let's see if we actually get a spec here. Because if we do, we switch to krill. Nope. But I've only been able to attend one real purse window since launch. I still refuse to disrupt sleep. Good. That if you are like, I have to disrupt my sleep for this fish, I would suggest otherwise. Do something else. I'm done with ARR and Heaven's Ward. Good, those are some really, really challenging ones. And you have the big 3. And then you can just get what you have. Yeah. If you're done with the big 3, the next one after that I would probably focus on is Lancet. Lancet's either your second to last big fish, or like, once you've done the big 3, you just say, I'm going to dedicate the next like 2 weeks to just going for Lancet, and just go for Lancet. Yeah, Bartholomew the Chopper, Mopbeard, Gagruosaurus. See, if there is a time for a Spectral Current to proc, this is the one that I wanted on. Yes, Jazz, you should not be using Ambitious Lure. It's a precision hook set. You'd want to use Modest Lure. But most of the fishing hole is Modest Lure, so it's not going to help you as much. Purse of Riches is going to be down for 92 days, starting August 1st. Which I think is probably going to start showing up on the tracker soon, I think. Yeah. Yeah, 92 days. Its longest downtime is like 140 some odd days in like 12 years. You will. No, I guarantee you. Purse of Riches is the biggest issue with Purse of Riches. A lot of toss daggers. Is its downtime. That is it. Otherwise, it is an unremarkable fish. It is just a really boring fish that is only carried by the fact that it has such a notably long downtime. Which, as I've said, I think is cool. Like I'm one of the people who are like, I'm glad to see Purse of Riches is here. I think it's interesting that that's what they're going with for those types of fish. That they're willing to be a little bit more extreme on some ends. I just think that if they were like, let's really crank up the dial on a fish, the first one they did, or the first one that they do that for is... Hold on one sec, I have to now... On macro... I'm goofing! I'm doing this all wrong. This is fine. Alright, am I just going to get risky with the mop beards? Yeah, why not? I can identical cast into him. Let's go big. Oh, I could have slapped that. That would have been interesting. Nope. There it is. 90 seconds. Do I have enough GP for this? Yes, I do. Oh, I barely have enough. Okay, I guess we're gonna double up. That's fine. This is a weird window. If I didn't mess up and catch one of that Kakostas start, I would have been fine. At the worst cinder window of my life yesterday, I didn't get an int until 30 seconds left in the window. Oh no! I mean, getting a bite and it slipping is an achievement in itself. So like, don't be too worried about that. But being able to actually get a bite of cinder is a good thing in itself. Can go for Purse until after FanFest. Yeah. I have alts. I have like 2 or 3 alts that I think can go for... How many? Definitely 1, maybe 2 alts that can go for Purse of Riches, and I'll probably just slowly work on those as they come up. I don't think that's my best. Octopodes. Nope, wait, that's a new PB for me on this route. Let me update my note here. So my old PB was 16,574, and now I'm at 20,670. So not the highest I could have gotten, but not bad, not bad. I am checking the wire. Came in second. That's pretty good. Wrath, you're gonna be a pro ocean fisher by the end of this. These little chimey noises here. And then we throw a Mamora Mora onto the pile. Speaking of purse, I leave it in my, I leave this fish in my saddlebag for now because I am very, very confident and very much hoping it becomes an aquarium fish. I really, really want Purse of Riches to become an aquarium fish. Put that back. Get our normal on. I am not. I don't do Doma Castle, or not Doma Castle, the Dome and Restoration all that much anymore. I would do a whole tank. I mean, they're mediums. They're not, like, you could put 4 of them into a tier 4. We have an aquarium room at the annex that's, there's like 6 or 7 Aquamaton in the entire room. It's just the Aquamaton room. Okay, so we have like an hour and a half until the next window. So or the next ocean fishing route. Let's do some big fishing. The one thing I do want to get, and also Wrath, when you're done with your thing, don't forget to go grab your books. Because if you don't get your books, you will definitely not catch any fish. Let me do some script exchange here. How many do I have? 3,000? Okay. How are my bait stocks looking? Hold on. Could get more Stardust, more Squid Shrimp. Where's my stuff? 200 is fine. 380 bait bugs. I probably need a bit more Mayfly, definitely more Stardust, and some more Squid Shrimp. I will just grab a stack of each of those. And that'll be enough. And then I need squid strips. There we go. How many of these do I have? 4. Yeah, let's buy like 6 more of those. You don't need a lot of fish with Sky Spoon Lure. I think it's literally just like Furcicata's the only standout one. And also, I guess while we're near the market board and I don't forget. Oh, no one's restocked it. Okay. One of these days, I want to do a live stream. I'm not going to announce it ahead of time. Or if I announce it, I'm going to say, like, oh, we're going to play Mahjong, or go just do, like, big fishing on alts, or something dumb. But I'm not going to announce the stream ahead of time, and I'm just going to get as much gil as I can. And I am going to go buy out the entire amount of Mamora Mora that I can. And just buy them all again. Because I haven't done a big push recently to just buy Mamora Mora, and I think it'd just be really funny. Alright, what big fish are coming up? Oh, you know what we could do? Let's go practice Lopoceros, because I haven't done a lot with Lopoceros elegans. I totally just left without picking up Chimera Worm. That's okay, we'll go to Eilmore. We got a few minutes. Pesto pasta time! Endwalker was really like the food fish expansion because you had brown banana eel, garlic, this a fish that looks like it was pesto cavallini pasta. Yep, don't have any. The reason I probably don't have any is because I don't go for Chlorophyll's Deathworm or Lopoceros. And then you have the fork to eat all the food with. Yep. You have Listercanthus to clean out your mouth. That's Shadowbringers, but you know. You have your egg to go with, you know, your salad. Kind of a Cobb salad. I mean, really, fishing is just like a big, full rounded meal of food. It's the whole food pyramid, except fish. And now I feel like making that joke. What's in the food pyramid again? Man, I haven't looked at the food pyramid in a while. No, get the new one out of here. I want the old. Give me the actual food pyramid, not whatever the new one is. Which fish, which legendary fish, or even just fish in general, would be whole grains? That's my question. Which fish represents bread, and why is it cupfish? Corndace would be vegetables, though that would be technically a grain, I would think. Yeah. Now that you mention that. Cornbread, you're right. Yep. Though would corn fall under grain or vegetables? I would assuming grain. So yeah, that would make sense. For the fish and poultry section of the food pyramid, now I'm just like, what is the most ironic fish you could put there? And I'm thinking fishy shark. Nuts, seed, beans, and tofu. Dairy. Which fish is milk? Because I dare ask. Oh, condor. Yes, of course. And I dare ask, what is, which fish can you milk? No, these are not things we should be talking about. Which means someone's going to have an answer for me of like which one is. Which fish can you? Which is a dairy fish? It's a valid question. If we're filling out the food pyramid. Okay, never mind. I go back to TRM and Wrath. I very much regret this question now. I made a mistake. Should not have asked that. Shouldn't have asked that. Oh. Oh, hi TRM. That's it. You were saying hi. Hello. Did it get away? So with Lopoceros elegans, I think it bites quick enough that lure re-rolling is probably the strat to go. Like, I'm still using my ocean fishing timer, not my Sothis timer. Wrong thing. Because it bites so quickly that after like 7-8 seconds, I'll just re-roll. But I don't know, because you could lure stack, and like that would be beneficial if you have feverfish slapped. But then it's like, what's the next? Like, is it which one's better? Matron carp? No, 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 no. I hate that actually is like probably the correct answer though. that is unfortunately the correct answer, yeah. These are questions they ask in Labyrinthos. Jazz, if whales actually do produce armpit milk, please get me the proper cited factoid on that, and I will add it to Mortimer's list of fish facts. Oh, I know it's not a joke, because I know fish are weird, and whales are also weird. I know, because they're mammals. Whales are mammals. Slip. By the way, Wrath, this is a fish you want to look out for. Not because it's going to be hard, but because it likes to slip. I'm learning more about whales today than I really expected to be honest. Ooh, back to back. Matron carp as the dairy section, though. I now have to commission this as a shirt eventually and wear that to a convention for like Gateway. If I get a job before Gateway Fate, I will commission the fish pyramid, and it's just the food pyramid with fish that fit into each one. That'll be my cursed shirt for the conventions this year. Ivory Lotus, thank you for the follow, and welcome to the very cursed conversation we're having. You are welcome. Hey, if all three of you got Jewel of the Plum Spring, that is a 50% bonus in your points at the end. Easy 50%. Alright, end of that window. What's the next legend that's coming up that we could practice on? I mean, Kuno the Killer's up right now. I had to double check and make sure that I didn't have Fish Eyes up. Matron carps up in 14 minutes. You know, I haven't gone for Kuno in a while. Let's go for that. Oh, that's not the button I wanted to push. That is all the buttons I didn't want to push. Let's go to more donuts. I'm learning too much about mammalian parts tonight. Too much, I tell you. I went the wrong way. I require 488 more scripts for my books. Fruity. Oh, you know what? Why don't I just show you live? I first need to find a Skywatcher, though. Give me a sec. Also, Kuno's up for like... Canavan's up for like another 17 minutes. So I don't worry about this too much. Yeah, so custom deliveries would be the first one. If you don't feel like doing custom deliveries, you only need 488. What's the weather right now in the Forelands? Let me just confirm. Cool. Alright, so what you're gonna go do, Wrath, or anybody really, this is a purple script farm that I will do occasionally. When you're farming for purple scripts on Fisher, this is like, Fisher is very, very good at getting scripts. There's so many fish, because there's so many fish that can give you scripts. And, unlike Botanist and Miner, you just have to catch a collectible version of the fish, and it's worth script. So anyways, because it's dust storms and it's going to be clouds next, get yourself some purse web spiders, come here to tail feather, turn on collect, use patience 2, cast out, and then use ambitious lure 3 times. And then you'll use powerful hook set to reel in any of the strong bites. And this only works during, this specifically works during dust storms, clouds, and fog, I think. It's all the inclement weather in the Dravanian Forelands. Yeah, Forelands. And then you just click yes, and you just go again. Wrath, have you not done your quests yet? Wrath, I told you to do your quests. You need to do your quests, Wrath. I don't care if at this point, if you are buying the fish, you gotta have those quests done, at least up to 65. If you don't have patience to use prize catch. But go do your quests. If you have to buy the fish, do it. You can do that up until Stormblood. Hell, I'll catch the fish for you if you need them. You gotta do the quest, Wrath. It's really important. Yeah, look at it. But if you do it this way, Wrath, if I have to buy your fish, or if you have me go and catch your fish for you, I will call it out, specifically saying, saving Wrath's ass, catching his fish for him. See how much script this is, because I forget how much a full load of a full patience, sorry, of script is. I'm gonna be getting a message from Wrath at like 4 o'clock tomorrow being, hey Fruity, why can't I use double hook? You need to turn on collectible, you need to turn on collect. If you don't have this unlocked, that's really easy to unlock. But if you are gathering purple script, you have collect unlocked. You need to make sure that you have this buff. They only removed it for Botanist and Miner. Fisher's got to keep it. Because we're cool. and it's like a load-bearing skill for a couple of legendary fish. Oh boy. You guys can't see this, but Wrath just DM'd me a picture of the collectible fish active help pop up. Wrath, you're a wonderful person. The next 48 hours for you are going to be absolutely bonkers. What is that? 63 times 5 is what, 315? No, not divided by 5. Times 5. Yeah, 315. So yeah, you just do that twice and you're fine. Wrath, I'm laughing at you because you in this conversation, you've come into this with so much enthusiasm, and then it's like, yeah, I haven't done my quest yet. I'm like, oh gosh. I am proud of you for doing your best, though. All right. I think Kuno is still up. Yeah, we got 9 minutes on Canavan. That should be plenty of time. Just mooch. Just figuring out the right mooches to go for. I know you have to win. You forget we were on... I did it again. You forget we were on the same team. You were upset that we came in 3rd place. Lovingly upset, I should note. He Wrath was a very good teammate for Team Snackables. Oh, Sidereal Whale's up. Oh, that's the Sidereal Whale window tomorrow. We're getting all the announcements in Fish Court now. Is this the one that I want to be on? Yeah, it's for sure. You can make people never make you fish again. I won't even ask you to go ocean fishing with me again. Instead, we'll just start making you learn to play Mahjong. Or like Lord of Vermilion or something. Sorry, Lord of Verminion. This isn't the bite that I want, but I'm going to take it and store it because I just realized that you could totally do that. Yeah. Oh, Kuno the Killer is way more interesting now. I haven't done Kuno like at all this expansion yet. In Spareful Hand, and it's like wild, crazy like mess of mooches here. Got way more interesting because this is what you have to mooch to actually get Kuno the Killer. Is the Assassin Beta. Okay, this is our mooch. Oh, assassin fry? That should be up, I think. Ninja Beta should be up. Oh no, it's up in 42 minutes because it's 18 to 9. Sorry, not 13 to 9. Just Canavan. Mooch. Because we just have to mooch the assassin beta. That's how you get to the Kuno the Killer. And then these guys just mooch into themselves. They're just a big long mooch loop. The first big fishy truck is a really long minion. So now in 2.0. Yeah, no, back then it was... I talk about this in my latest video on various things. There we go. That was a back-to-back cast of Kuno into Canavan. Let's do it again. See if we can do it again. Yeah, I talk about that in my latest video. Diamond Eye is up in 4 minutes. Talk about a legendary fish. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No, I lied. We're not doing this anymore. We're gonna go see if we can prep for Xenacanthus. Let's go prep for Xena. I hopped in my car and swapped to Bluetooth to get to campus. And when my Wi-Fi finally loaded in, I heard, if whales really have armpit milk, and I don't know if you want to know. You really do want to know. It was actually quite interesting, but that was not the worst part of that conversation. So why is my previews all weird looking? Oh, and it's fair skies. Oh, wonderful. It's the culture of fish. It's a bit of early fish eyes, but that'll be fine. It's fine. Welcome back from break, everybody. We caught Kuno the Killer back to back after catching Canavan because of that mooched assassin fry or assassin beta, and now we're using fish eyes to prep for Xenacanthus. Because it's not foggy or cloudy. We can do that. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, is the stream okay? Because it's slowing down and kind of choppy for me right now. And I'm afraid to, like, redo it. Seems fine. Okay. Okay, then it must just be my end. I'm using I'm not using like a standard browser, I'm using WaterFox. And WaterFox, since the last Windows update, like last week, has just been having a hard time with video stuff. Like my Twitch preview will just freeze randomly. Okay, Wrath, you have a moment. What is your question? Wrath has the floor, everybody. Can you explain the lures in full detail? Yes, I can explain the lures in full detail, mainly because mainly because I've been trying to get a video guide out on it for like months. Okay. The lures have 3 parts to them. They can attract rare fish. They can they can attract rare species of fish. They increase the chances of landing fish based on their jaw type. And they can only be used 3 times per cast. So, what you need to know first is there's an important differentiation between the size of the fish and the hooks that you use if you're using Patience 2 when you finally unlock it. If I cast out and use Ambitious Lure, like I'm doing here, so let me actually be productive, and use Ambitious Lure, what's happening is each time I use this, I am making it more and more likely that a fish that responds to powerful hook set, usually larger fish, is going to bite. Now, if I cast out and use Modest Lure, I do the opposite. I make the smaller jawed fish, the usually smaller sized fish, which can still be big fish, which I know is confusing, but it just increases the chance that they are likely to bite. So, the reason why we use this, say, on Xenacanthus is because the fish we want to catch, a hardhead trout, is a powerful hookset fish. And all the other fish in this fishing hole, with the exception of this guy, steelhead trout, which I just slapped, are precision hookset fish. So by using Ambitious Lure, we're making it more likely for that hardhead trout to bite. So they don't visually do anything, but they make it so that certain fish of certain hook types will bite more often. That's what you need to know going into this thing. They are literally RNG manipulators. That is what that skill is. 100% meant to change the weights of the fish into either being a large-jawed fish, like this one, or a small-jawed fish. Yes, and sometimes I guarantee it. If I see if I can get that proc, I might not get that proc because there's only one fish that I'm going for. But if you see that proc, it'll be like you have a feeling you've attracted a large-jawed fish or a small-jawed fish or whatever it is. Stop using it for that cast, because if you use it again, you lose that guarantee. 3 slips on hardhead is rough. Yes, so sometimes they will guarantee it. And when you see that guarantee message, you just stop. I think I made a note in the sheet that I sent you, which is also now in the main schedule spreadsheet. I made a note as to like when Ambitious or Modest Lure is useful. So like you'll use it for Aquamaton, maybe Lystracanthus, Ruby Dragon. It's already in the guide in Ruby Dragon. You don't use it for Cinder. The other thing you need to know, Wrath, because this is something that a lot of people mess up, is just because it's 3 exclamation points doesn't mean that it's automatically a powerful hookset fish, especially when talking about big fish, and very much especially talking about legendary fish. Fish like Aelidskan, Furcicata, Armorfish, those are all precision hookset fish, so they would respond to Modest Lure. That's another question. What's up with the lady luck message you get when you sometimes are going fishing? This. Oh, by the way, this is the proc message right here. Rad. The lady luck message is specifically part of the intuition for sea butterfly. I think, if I remember correctly, the message is you have a feeling lady luck is saddled up behind you, or saddled up next to you, or something like that. But yeah, it's very specifically the intuition for sea butterfly. Yes, TRM actually would probably be a better way of saying that, is that it re-rolls your cast. Because every time I use this skill, whenever you cast out, the server decides what fish you're going to get and how long it's going to take to bite. And whenever you use Ambitious Lure, it redetermines what that fish is going to be based on any of the possible fish that could be biting at that moment, in that window. Yeah, every fish has a different intuition message. Let's see, is there like an intuition fish that I could go and show that off on? Who is up? I mean, we had one for Kuno. Oh, we could go try for Namitaro. Oh, Darkstar's up in 3 minutes. We can go do Darkstar. Yep, the Stench one is for Chari. You have the... Corin, do you know what the refresh message is for Charbonnet? So Charbonnet's int refresh is the stench intensifies. The stench intensifies. It's really funny. Alright, another chance at seeing it. For the Thavnair Coast fishing route, do you think that they will have a hidden fish that requires lures? So there was some conversation about this the other day in the fish cord, about whether or not lures would ruin the pacing of ocean fishing. It's hard to say. It's there. They could. If we go with the Japanese translation of the Ruby route, it is like the Far Shores route or something like that, compared to the Indigo route, which is coastal. Like, English is apparently uses colors, but Japan has like location. So I don't know. It could not. I think it'd be cool if they did. But it would also be a little weird because then free trial couldn't complete the fishing log. But maybe that's not a bad thing. I don't know. I haven't thought about if they could use it at all. Man, these guys are slipping like hell tonight. I'm all for them experimenting and just throwing, more combos out. Like, I really want to. I am so hoping that at least a legendary fish, if not, one of the last, 50 fish that we're going to be getting in this expansion. Really, really hoping that one is an intuition fish that requires a lure. I don't know if that's technically possible, but I would really like to find out. because I think an int, like a hidden int fish, would probably be could potentially have the most fun of any fish. There's so much that they could do with that. So yeah, sometimes wish they were more clear on the large, formerly high quality big fish and large jaw. Yeah, I mean, the proc message for lures went through like 3 different iterations at the start of the expansion. Like, I don't think we settled in on it until 7.3. I think that's part of the, like, one of the issues with fishing that I would love to see fixed, but also I'm not sure how to. Because that was like an issue. That was one of the issues that we had with patience. Originally, like, they changed patience's description. That's where the myth that you need patience 2 to catch big fish started. Yeah. Language nuance. Yeah. I mean, I can't blame him for it, because it is really difficult. Like, it is very difficult to describe and explain these things in a way that's clear and consistent. I would love to see the Fisher Quest and, like, all the terminology get kind of looked at again, because I think the quest could do a better job of teaching some of these things as well. I really think it would be interesting if they added a simple to catch, always up big fish that was part of the, like, the level 50 quest, so that you can get introduced to that. Are we out of the window? Did I? No, we gotta wait a minute. Rare fish, which are the green background fish in the spectral currents and ocean fishing. I mean, I get the lure, I get why. Like, that makes sense, because it's the act of luring something. Like, I don't think that's the problem. Like, this isn't the... Like, the names of the skills I don't think are the issue. I think they could be a little bit more clear on... Well, I say that, but I actually don't think they are that all unclear. Maybe they do. Maybe it is. They could be more clear, now that I'm looking at it, on what is a reusable lure and what is live bait. I think that could be made a little bit more clear. Because I do see a lot of people going out and buying, like, 99 Sky Spoon lures, thinking that they blow them every time that they cast out. Which doesn't happen. If you get a lure like Metal Spinner, Sky Spoon lure, Short Bill Minnow, Metal Spinner, or not Metal Spinner, Spinnerbait, Bladed Steel Jig, those are all reusable, and they have a chance to be lost whenever a fish bites. Unlike live bait, where anytime a fish bites, it's lost. No, you buy 99 Sky Spoon lure because you think you're going to need to spend like 50 windows for Kakata, and you catch it on the first cast. That's why you buy 50 Sky Spoon lures. Oh, I see what's going on with I see what's going on with my browser. I know why it's weird. I will have to fix that when we're done. Okay, now we're done with this window. Alright, well, let's go do Darkstar really quick, and I can kind of show off that intuition again as well. What, for Kakata? Did I give everybody my... No, I didn't. Oh, I guess I need Chocobo Fly, but I don't have any Chocobo Fly. Give me something warm, I think. Darkstar is weird. I'll have video guides on this guy coming out soon. The last Learn to Big Fish train was incredibly successful on the let's make guides for all the fish that I probably wouldn't make guides for anyways front, and I'm getting like 8 videos out of it, which will just help complete the collection a bit more. Oh, Purseweb Spider would be fine. That'll work. Make that one work. What is that? Sifrid Basket? Really? I do like the Realm Reborn fish because they have a lot of really weird bait combinations. I kept track. I had a really long dry streak at Furcicata when I was doing Modest Lure testing on it. You know what? I lied. We're going to use Patience 2 for this. Well, we've got like 45 minutes until we go ocean fishing. I would love for free companies to have a opportunity to charter ocean fishing boats. I think that would just be really fun. At any time. Yeah, the next ocean fishing boat leaves in 47 minutes. Checking my Discords here. So for me, the entirety of Living Memory and all the Aether Currents. You're speedrunning Dawn Trail. Yeah, Living Memory was pretty quick, wasn't it? We're getting to the point where I might just do this. Because I can force the I can force the smelts to bite with Brute Leech because that's the only bite on that bait here. So I might as well just use Double Hook. I'll have enough GP for a prize catch and that'll knock me into a makeshift bait, yeah. Easy, he says, rattling off 13 steps for a 3-step fish. Okay, large size too, that's great. So yeah, so you see the waterfall's dark. That's an intuition message. Every intuition fish has their own unique message. And there can only ever be one intuition fish per fishing hole. You can never have more than one intuition fish per fishing hole. And that's like one of the metrics that I use to like figure out like where do I think the legendary fish are going to be come next expansion, or come like 7.5.5. Like where do we think they're going to be? I'm still hoping for a sky legendary fish, but the Shaolani legendary fish has the potential to also be like a really, really good fish, because outside of Nikawirpi, there is... Oh wait, that was one that I had to mooch. Oops. Outside of like Nikawirpi, those are all amazingly good fishing holes. Like, all of Shaolani is really like Teori, Eastbound Zoger, Westbound Zoger. These are all really well designed fishing holes. I mean, Nikawirpi is fine too, but I don't think they'll put a legendary fish in there. These are all like really well designed fishing holes. So the Shaolani, I have a lot of hopes for the Shaolani legendary fish. The running hope is that it's in West or Eastbound Zoger, and that we have a chance for another Skyfish legendary, because we don't have one, where we haven't had one since Sea Butterfly and Ramdel. I'm trying to... I need to... I'm doing my best. Yes, Mr. Wrath Games. What question do you have? Can I get this in? I don't think I will be able to. Okay. I think I know where this question is going, and I will absolutely show you a wonderfully magical trick about collectibles and triple hook. But carry on. Actually, let me just go tee that up now. Where is a good collectible that we can go to? I know. This is very ominous music waiting for Wrath's question. Excuse me. Okay, so you're going for Thunderbolt Eel, yes. You cannot triple hook collectibles, and you can't get more than one at a time when it's a collectible. But, Wrath, you're going to need to know this for Sculptor, for Stethocanthus, and Basilosaurus. So I'm going to show you a trick, though, related to collectibles. So we call this the collector's collector's glove holding, or the collector's glove trick. And basically, I will cast out, and what you're doing, this is similar to what you're doing now. I'm just doing it at another fish. Now I'm going to catch a collectible fish. Hopefully it bites. And when I catch this collectible fish, right? So that's normal hook. I click 1. If I click yes, I get 1 collectible, right? Now, if I go cast out and I do this again, and I catch another collectible fish, but this time I'm going to use triple hook. So I just use triple hook, and when you use triple hook on a collectible, you get the same message, right? Now, if I press yes, I'm still going to only get 1 collectible. But if I press no, and I can also just sit here, by the way. There's no timer on this message, so I can just sit and wait. And I don't need to do anything. I can get up and go make a sandwich. Which actually sounds really good. I'd love to have a sandwich right now. But I can get up and go make a sandwich, come back, sit down. I can hold on to this as long as I want. As long as I can stay connected, I can sit here and just hold on this window for as long. This is something that you'll end up doing for Stethocanthus, or could do for Stethocanthus, where I'm just sitting here. But remember, I use triple hook. If I press no, I get 3 of that fish. So when you're going for Stethocanthus, you're going to eventually get a Sculptor, and you're going to be double hooking every ferocious bite that you mooch. What you'll do is you'll hold onto that onto that Sculptor until the Stethocanthus window opens, and then you press no. Very important, you press no, and then you will actually then get the 2 Sculptors and the Intuition for Stethocanthus. You'll use this also on Garliicthus, because one of the tricks is when you get a Basilosaurus bite, you use triple hook, and you wait for your GP to reach it, and then you press no, and you get 3 Basilosaurus, and then you mooch out again. So that is huge. Yeah, that's hugely. Ugh, don't like that. Very, very important to know. And I talk about it in the Stethocanthus guide, so you might want to check that out before you get there. But that is such a big deal for those 2 fish specifically. And if they ever remove it, it'll probably be like the first time we actually ever see a buff to a fish. So you do need to know that. Let's go to Armorfish. Because Armorfish is cool now too, in that you can use Modesler to basically force Hedgemole crickets. Where's speculation falling on Legends timing now that there's a 0.56 noteworthy patch? Hold on. I have to remind myself what's actually coming in patch 5.7. Content timeline. Nope. So we've had this before in Shadowbringers and in Endwalker. We had like the 2-part. We actually had like 2 parts. They have done legendary fish in 0.56s before. I think Stormblood did it last, but the past 2 expansions they've consistently done it in patch 7.55. So I'm expecting it in patch 7.55, but if it gets bumped to 5.6, I wouldn't be surprised, if that makes sense. Fishing is, if anything, consistently inconsistent. They've done patch 0.56s for a while. I don't know if they've been 0.58s previously, but like yeah, we've done usually. If I remember correctly, in the past, 0.58s are infrastructure updates. Like that's when data center travel opened up. I think that was a July-ish time. Where are you? Fishbowl spot. Thank you. Yeah, because it's part 2 of the MSQ. Yeah. Oh, I can't mooch that. Duh. So that'd be what, 6.56 we saw Woke Lamont? No, there was a patch 5. That was the 5.6.56 was the second part of the story. But also I think Endwalker had a weird timeline as well, just in general. 0.58 I think is the infrastructure patches. So anyways, to answer your question directly, 755 or 756, if either of them could do it, but who knows at this point. Okay, if we get a Ferocious Bite, the 3 exclamation points, it is a precision hook set, because Armor Fish is precision. Yeah, the 0.5 story has always been broken up. But I think some of it also depends on when the FanFest happens, because we don't get part 2 until, well, I say this, but we don't get part 2 of the story until after Intuition Refresh, by the way. We don't get part 2 of the story until usually after Japan FanFest. However, this time it's going to be before. Or it's right before or something like that. Yeah. I have no idea. They're totally just off doing their own things, and I'm totally here for it. I'm perfectly fine with the way that they do content getting shaken up, because after, I don't know, 10 years of basically doing the same thing, it's fine. I'm totally down for that. So we'll just find out. I'm going into the post-expansion stuff with basically 0 expectations. Not like, oh, I have low expectations. I just don't have any, and I'm just going to let them do what they want to do because all the timings are screwed up now. If there's a patch 7.6, I will cry. No, my weird crackpot theory, like my really, really weird theory about this, is we're going to see 8.0 drop at the end of the year. I mean, if the last time we got a Stormblood patch was a 0.56 patch was in Stormblood, that was also the last time we got legendaries in 0.56. So, take that as you wish. Armorfish closes at 4 a.m. Okay. But yeah, my weird, crazy crackpot theory is that we'll actually see 8.0 drop in December. Sometime it would be like the Endwalker timeline. Please don't. Don't get me started on Cosmic Exploration Chaos. You already know what I'm going to say. I can't take a 5th planet of disappointment. Welcome in. Welcome back from work. I only got 30 seconds left in this window. We'll go find another fish. Soul of the Martyr is up, my beloved. We could be really crazy and just start fishizing Warden of the Seven U's. That would be insane to do for the next 30 minutes. And I don't necessarily feel like doing that, though. But it would be fun. But also very slow. Why don't we just go prep for Ronka? Do I still have my robber balls on me? No, I gotta go swing by the aquarium. We'll go here. What, do you want me to go do Fish Eyes, Warden of the Seven U's? Okay. Do that instead. It's fishing, I'll do it. I just felt Greater Serpent Ronka might be a little more active. Maybe we can beat up a Namazu. Wally B, thank you for the subscription. Welcome in. Please enjoy your Mamora Mora emotes. Some of which are even animated. You can now use those all across Twitch and spread the good word of the Mamora Mora to everybody. Or not, like you don't actually have to. I don't care. I'm not your boss. But again, thank you for your subscription. What were we doing? What do I need to prep for this? Okay. All right, so we just missed Purple's Chaos. Thank you for your Prime sub. Yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, you could get free Mamora Mora minions. I mean, it's just right there. Also, if you're on YouTube and you become a member, you get access to the emotes as well. Just fun fact for those of you who are watching on YouTube and are more YouTube-oriented than Twitch-oriented. What's the Mamora Mora love lore? Okay, so back when ocean fishing was added, Mamora Mora were a fish that a lot of people did not like because they thought they were spectral current fish. And they kind of just became a meme. And because of that, people just started hating them a lot. I was like, well, that's not cool to Mamora Mora. So I just turned around and was like, I'll take the Mamora Mora. And I just started holding on to them to protect them from being thrown away. Just because I thought they were funny. And I just started collecting them that way. And I had like, maybe like 20 or 30 at the time. Just stuff that I had my own caught on my own. And a bunch of people were like, oh, you collect the Mamora Mora? Can we get something besides blue fish? Oh, it's like, oh, you're collecting Mamora Mora? Do you want mine? I'll start collecting them for you. And eventually people just started giving them to me. And giving them, and it just became the thing. And then, when automatic desynth was added, because that wasn't a modern feature. That wasn't added until Shadowbringers. Like midway through Shadowbringers. To demonstrate, stop giving, you know what, screw you. To demonstrate how automatic desynthing worked, Yoshi P started desynthing a stack of Mamora Mora. And at that point, I just started collecting them after that because everyone thought it was funny. And they just kept giving them to me more and more, and I just started collecting them, and then I started buying them, and that's how you end up with that many more. So I have over 17,700, which, fun fact, is the second largest known collection in the game. Not the first largest, the second largest. And that doesn't even include the other types of Mora, which I don't even track anymore. I specifically Mamora Mora. Like, I had so many Mamora Mora at some point. Like, the Final Fantasy account on Twitter was like, what happens if you just release them all again? Which then prompted an article, which then prompted more people to give me Mamora Mora. It was wild. Oh, so another a tip here on Warden of the Seven Hues. These fish, so the red prismfish and the violet prismfish. What's the other one that we need? Indigo prismfish. No. Yes, violet prismfish. I was right the first time. The red prism and the violet prismfish are the ones that are time specific. However, if you mooch them, the indigo and firelight don't technically have a time restriction, so you can just cast out and use them whatever. So when we got Spareful Hand, you can now just hold on to these guys and then mooch them out whenever you're ready. Which is what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to catch as many of these red ones as I can before I start using fish eyes for the violet ones. And then I'll store those, and then I'll wait for my GP to regen, and I will cast out and take care of the rest. Ooh, a yellow prismfish deciding to join. Fudgerina Fudge, you are welcome and congratulations on catching Cinder Surprise yesterday. Glad you were able to catch it after 2 years. This is Warden of the Seven Hues. You've seen it as the big, like, rainbow gayfish, is commonly referred to as. Warden of the Seven Hues is caught here in Prism Lake. It's a giant carp that looks rainbowy. And it requires 3 firelight, 3 indigo, and 5 green prismfish to trigger its intuition. This is a fun fish to go for because there's like 16 different ways of going for it. Oh, that was very fortunate of us. We should... We're only gonna get one more cast out. Yeah, 11. Garliexthus, which... I mean, it's not that horrifying. Garliexthus requires 12 Basilosauruses. Sea Butterfly requires 6. 3 Sky Fairy, 3 scorpion flies. Which isn't too bad. That one's easy. Or easier. You can actually basically force those bites. Bummer. Okay, let's... That plus that. Let's hope we get our bites that we need on the first cast. I'm looking for a weak bite. Which means we go back into the mines with fish eyes. Yeah, Wrath, you going for 10 fish. The reason I said that's a good challenge for you is because it's actually probably what is going to likely happen. Because some of these fish, if you haven't gone for them before, are going to be a little tough. Oh, and it's large size. Good for us. Okay. While our GP regens, I'm just going to start single casting out some fish here, see what we get. Because, I mean, even if we get, like, another Firelight, or getting another red, that's just a free mooch we can take. But at 8 a.m. Eorzea time, we'll be able to start catching greens. I can get one more red. Because then I'll just mooch that one right off and not worry about the rest. We'll even sit for this one. Not like we need to sit. But I don't usually sit when I fish. Because it's inoptimal. For, like, 4 fish. So these fish I don't need to catch for the intuition. Well, I need to catch them to get the fish for the intuition. These are like step 1. So if I mooch this violet prism fish out, and I'm storing it so that I'm storing it so that I can wait for my GP to regen and I can use triple hook on if I get a weak bite, which is the 1 exclamation point, which is not that, unfortunately. It's red prism fish here. So I store them because I don't need to mooch them immediately. It's just like a GP thing. Conserving my GP until I actually need it. So that's 1/2 of what I need. Alright, so while our GP regens, I guess we're just gonna catch greens. And also fitting that we're listening to the Doma Castle music. while reeling in fish. I only need the weak bites at this point. Actually, I should just do this. We are going to have to fish eyes ourselves up the rest of the violets, though. That'll take a little bit of time. Actually, do I have my hotbar set up for this? This is a fun little tip, is you can throw the fish that you need to catch, and if you want to keep track of how many there are, this is from Cosmic, you can just toss them into a hotbar, and you can just keep track of them that way without having your inventory open. And I'm using Modest Lure here because green prismfish, which is the one that we need 5 of, they are the only weak bite in the entire hole. So using Modest Lure basically makes them bite way, way, way more often. So what, 2? Plus our cordial is back. I'm gonna give myself, like, give me like another green prismfish or 2, and then we're good to go. Yeah. I hadn't thought about doing that. I also haven't measured the refresh rate of greens on Warden. I know we're really hoping to see a fish that really utilizes the refresh mechanic, because we really haven't had any fish that does at all. Yeah, I'm more interested in the numbers, because then it comes down to, like, is it worth it or not? But if this is the thing that I really like about at least some of the fishing in Dawntrail, is it is hard to do something wrong. Like, I will go out and say, yeah, here's how you catch this fish, but that's not the only way you have to catch it sometimes. Especially like Warden of the Seven Hues, there's like a billion ways that you can go for this fish. As long as you catch the fish, that's all that matters. The only reason efficiency comes into it is because people want to do it quickly. Which is sort of counter to the design of fishing in general, but alright, you know what, I'm gonna mooch this out just so we don't waste it. Yeah. Yeah, and Cinematra, it definitely does feel like a quality of life thing. Rather than its distinct own mechanic. But it could be an interesting mechanic. Because what we have found is the refresh rate isn't uniform across all fish. It is its own, like, it appears to be unique or set by its own, like, it has its own number or something like that. So it could be a lot of different things. Oh, please don't be a violet. Oh, good. Didn't get a large size though out of that whole Patience 2, or that whole Patience 1. So the refreshes do feel very intentional, at least from what I have picked up. And I'm just interested to see, like, what else could they do with it. Yeah. I think I'm kind of a grump when it comes to the gig, because if the only argument for getting a new gig is let's get a new gig so my eye level is the same as my botanists and miners, I personally need to see a better reason. If they're like, okay, let's replace the gig with something like a relic that has a unique feature to it, I'm like, yeah, okay, now it's good, because now I have a purpose to do it. But if they're just like giving me a gig to upgrade my number, I'm like, we can do better than that. I know P1 is a scam, but I'm low on GP and I still need 3 of the violets. So I was thinking about that, and with how they are doing dyes, I could totally see them in the future do something like that with baits, where instead of it just giving you like a dye color, instead of giving you like, you have like the 3 tiers of baits, you could just get a normal bait and then select the bait that you want out of it, like a can of bait or something like that. Yeah, basically. Basically like that. That could save you a ton of space. But also I don't think bait is a huge issue in terms of inventory still. The only reason I have this much bait is because of days like today when I'm out fishing and video and stuff like that. A normal person isn't going to have this much bait, and I don't think the problem is that you need a new. I don't think we need a tackle box. We need better inventory management. Not just as players, but like as a system, we need better inventory management tools. And I think if we had better inventory management tools, that is going to be a way more meaningful update than just giving us a bait box. Correct. Plus, they've already said that they don't want to give people a unique or niche inventory space. They'd rather just give everybody more inventory space in general. So instead of getting a 50-slot tackle box, you just get 50 more inventory slots. They've already made their stance on that. Not reds. Okay, we're gonna see if we can get one of the more violet here. Just mooch you out, I guess. So I do this. Yeah, that's going to save me 2 whole slots. And, like, that's the type of system that I want to start seeing come out more. Because like, the baits aren't... The amount of baits isn't the problem. It's the tools we have and the skills as players to manage our inventory. And that's a 2-part thing. One, you can have great tools, but if you, as a player, are bad at managing your inventory, then that's not going to work well for you. But if you have great inventory management skills and bad tools, you're still going to have friction. You both need to be good at managing your inventory and have good tools for it. I totally just cast it out for a freaking fish. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to wait for my fish eyes to pop, then we're going to use makeshift bait, and hopefully we'll be good there. If they made bait work like a currency, then we have the currency problem. And, like, these are all our currencies. Like, tracking all of this is just a pain. Now, could they add, fishing over here and have it run that way? Sure, but then how am I going to select my bait? Like, what's that inventory going to look like? Is it going to be, like, the tackle box but the entire thing? Because leaving this open with the huge stuff is annoying, especially now that you have swim bait. And you play Guild Wars too, like you know how much currency they have, and nobody really likes the currency that much. When there's that much, at least. So, yeah. All that to say, you don't need a tackle box. Or the tackle box isn't what you want. What you want is better inventory systems. But yeah, we're getting two more, like I'm getting 2 tabs with the die system, which I'm very excited for. I'm also minorly biased in a lot of these things because my inventory is, like, this inventory here is an absolute disaster in my opinion. Like, this is a pain. This I need to clean up. Okay, we're gonna wait 20 seconds, grab the next fish eyes. If we don't get it off this fish eyes, I'm just gonna go ocean fishing. Wrath, if you want to come ocean fishing, come to Marlboro. Hey, the end of the expansion is also a very good time to redo your inventory. You don't need that cobalt ore. You can just get it again. I'm sure there's a whole like mental study or psychological study that people could do on how people deal with their inventories. I usually do a big inventory clean out at the end of every expansion. Alright, there's one violet. Let's see if we can get another one just to be safe. Whoops. If you don't, yeah, if you're going for like totems and stuff, that's fine. That makes sense. That's where I could see like a currency wallet, but I don't think you need currency wallet for bait. Okay, we are going to wait until I have 700 plus GP. We're going to mooch this out. If I get the weak bite, we have the Warden Intuition, and we'll be able to go. Everyone say hi to Mrs. Snacks. Like that I could totally... So the totems I could see going into like a currency wallet. Everyone says hi, you're so cool. Well, my friend says hi, you're so cool. Almost there. We're just waiting for my cordial to come back so I can pop that. Alright, give me like... We'll find out here in the next 30 seconds if I'll be there in 2 minutes or if I'll be there in like 7. Hey, as soon as you unlock Double Hook, you're done. You don't have to go much farther than level 65. Those ones you'll actually have to do, but they usually tell you. If it's a weak bite, we are going... Nope. Sorry guys, no word intuition, we're going ocean fishing instead. Yeah, the Stormblood ones you'll actually have to catch. That one I could potentially walk you through. Okay. For the record, for all, 50 people watching this right now, Wrath Games was the one who came to me first and asked me about the Legendary Day to explain it to him, and is doing this on his own free will. He is not being forced to fish again. Please be proud of the fact that he is out, and he's out doing this himself. He's not being forced. No, come on in, Bruni. Who else is here? Is anyone else in chat here? You got like 5 minutes before we can queue if you guys want to come over. We'll form a party. But like, if you are standing in front of me, held at hook point. You are not being held at hook point. Mr. Wrath Games, you are doing this on your own free will. I have the receipts. I'm on Crystal, Calvin. I'm specifically on Marlboro. If you want to be in the party, come to Marlboro. And then just like wave at me or something and I'll invite you in. But you only have like a few minutes. Also have to remember what the Stormblood quest fish are. One is the downstream loach. Fisher quests. Oh, hey, well, Wrath, you only have to do 2 quests. You have to catch 3 deep Veldonia carp and 3 Haritsuge sprag. That's all you gotta do. Easy peasy. Just have to remember what the bait is. Salmon roe and 5 shrimp. Okay. Easy. We'll be on Indigo. Do I have live shrimp on me? No. It's not a voluntold moment. I will make it. I don't force people to fish. I say, hey, I will help you fish. And if they say no, I go, okay, well, if you change your mind, I'm here. I don't pull out my gig. Be like, here, you're gonna fish now. Definitely not a cult. Hashtag definitely not a cult, of course.
have to like pause and make sure I don't hit trade. Anyone else? I'm waiting for people, Wrath. So if there's anybody else, we're gonna go in the Indigo route. You can just join us there. Oh. Okay. Don't make me... Wait. Notably low. Oh my... No. Stop beeping at me. I just show up and all of a sudden you just hear like, oh, is this not something? Hold on a second. Oh, there. Yeah, I just show up to your house and this starts playing. Nope, that's not the button I want to push. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Goober. I really, really like this emote. I just don't like buying the statue to go with it. Oh, Doc, if you look, an unripe avocado will eventually become ripe. So, like, if you that to me, that's just, you know, a cheap avocado. My favorite piece of merch, the $300 emote that comes with the bonus statue. Yeah. Yeah, no, the statues are expensive. I have seen the Shiva one because I had a friend of mine sent it through me. They needed to have someone hold on to it temporarily, so I did that. So I've seen the Shiva one. I think I saw the Odin one. I think it was Odin. And then I personally have the small Xenos figurine statue that's like maybe 8 inches or something like that. I got that one for $10. Yeah, the collector's one. because they were having a thing where like basically my friend, it was because I had to get like one of the bigger statues, so I had a ton of Square Enix points, and I might still have a bunch of Square Enix points. But I had a ton of Square Enix points, and so I just used those, and it was like I paid like $10 in shipping for the collectible statue, and that was it. Alright, so now we just have to wait 11 minutes for the window to open. The MIDI and the Paladin? Paladin was Endwalker, right? I think for 8.0, I got the digital collector's edition for Dawn Trail. No regrets about that. Also, sometimes they will do collectibles, like they just did it a few months ago, but they'll do sales on the old digital collectibles version. If you see that, get the one from Heavensward, because it comes with a free Fantasia on every character that you ever make. It is such a good deal. Plus they also have that starter pack too, I think, for New Adventurer starter pack. Like, that is a steal of a deal as well. Highly recommend getting that. It's basically like a subscription to a Fantasia. How many Fantasias do I have? Like 7? 5? I don't use them. I don't use them on this guy anymore. And I did all my Fantasia-ing before they started handing them out like candy. This is a route. This is a route. This is a route that you could do that on, Wrath. You are totally able to. I had to find a character that I wanted. Like, I needed to find a character and race that I wanted to play as that I felt comfortable on. Like, it was like, Lalafell, too small. I want to be able to see what I could actually see. Male Aura was a little bit too foreboding and broody. Female Aura was just not, that didn't fit well. And then finally the male Vieira came out and I was like, yes, this is me. this is my character. It only took like 8 years. But alright, we got like less than a minute until we queue up. Halfway to world class troller. We could see a new world class troller title with the new ocean fishing route if it's completing the Ruby route, quote unquote completing. Alright, here we go. Oh. I don't need that in there. Yeah, Vieira's okay. I'm using the, because I'm a nerd. I actually bought the Zero Hair because I actually really liked the Zero Hair. So I use that. This looks like a Fisher album of a bunch of really angry Fishers are like ready to drop some sick beats here. What's the joke? It's a picture of like Fantasia's Anonymous, and it has like the sign in the background that says "Welcome to Fantasia's Anonymous." They have the circle of chairs, and there's somebody standing sitting in the middle, leading the conversation, and it's just one bubble. I'm seeing a lot of new faces here tonight, and I have to say I'm pretty disappointed. It is, that is such a funny comic that just lives in my brain. Alright, we're starting with Plumpworm. Nope, I lied. We're starting with Krill. It is a very good meme. I have a friend that keeps Square Enix in business. In the industry, we call those people whales. Back when I was learning game dev and how like the game industry worked, this was like 10 years ago. Back when mobile gaming was on the rise, I had a friend who worked for a publisher. I had a friend who worked for a publisher, and he went to a conference for like training as being a publisher, and one of the titles or one of the panels that they were doing workshops was literally on mobile and microtransaction based game structures and how to build whales, basically, like how to build the people who are going to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on your game. And he walked out of that going, man, I really never want to work in that part of the industry because it is a nightmare. It was really, really rough. Here, the amount of money that I've used in 14. I don't know, despite growing up in, despite, what do I need? Ragworm. Despite kind of growing up in the, like, era of microtransactions gaining popularity and speed, I haven't really spent a ton of money on games, like, for that type of thing. Oh, wait, that was a Nimble Dancer. No, it was a Casket Oyster. Phew. I guess I could try and farm the... I don't know. Has changed to something that isn't Final Fantasy 14 related. I'll put this back on the playlist, or else I get copyright striked. Another Casket Oyster. If I get Nimble Dancers, I will I'll swap it. I'll IC PC keyboard. I have one retainer that has my fish collection, but if I had to, like, really, really drop that, I could. I just pull the fish out that I don't need. Especially now that we have, I'm getting 2 tabs back. Anything good. Okay. Switching to Plump Worm, then we'll go for Sharks. Get tarnished. You don't need 5+ retainers. See, that goes back to my comments on you don't need 5+ retainers, you just need better inventory management. That's a you problem at that point. Unless you're running like some crazy crafting enterprise. Like, you really don't need that many. You don't need a ton of retainers, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing crafting seriously, that's a different story. But like the average player doesn't need 5 or more retainers. They barely need more than 2. But if you're out there crafting a bunch, then yeah, that makes sense. So that's more ferocious spikes to go for. But that's fine. Yeah, you're drill. Summary manager and OmniCrafter. Yeah, like if you have, I'm not saying you don't need to get extra retainers. I have, like I said, I have one that's just from a fish collection. But an average player isn't going to need that unless they're doing those things. Like, you can get away with just 2 retainers perfectly fine on average, but not every player is going to manage, a fleet of subs or be like heavy into glams that the like 1,000 slots you get between the armoire and the glamour dresser isn't enough. So like whenever I hear people are like, "Oh, I need 5 retainers," it's usually sorry, that sounded very like complaining. It isn't meant to be, but there are some times when I have heard it, like on Reddit, where they're like, "Oh, I need 5 retainers to do this." It's usually in those extra circumstances where it's like, I am an OmniCrafter that does this, or I am a glam enthusiast that does this, or I am a fisher. Southern Strait is Plumphorn, I think. Krill. Oh, I should check that hood on my warrior glam. Yeah. Yeah, there's usually like extra circumstances that require an additional retainer, but if you're just like my friend who just started playing like a couple months ago isn't going to need an extra retainer. He might want one, but he doesn't need it. I could manage perfectly fine with just 2 if I didn't hold on to all my fish. Or I didn't feel the need to hold on to my fish because they could become aquarium fish at any time. Did we just get part 2 of the Endsinger? I think we did. Oh no, this is Hades. No. Sorry, Raph.
Hades was fun. From my own personal experience. Sorry, Wrath. Another long viper. Another slip. I have slipped so many bites today. Okay, try again. I mean, I'll take the Memora Mora off your hands. Like, just, if anyone catches Memora Mora, just trade him to me. Oh, cool. Finally got a discus, but it didn't proc. Sell them back to you. You're right. You could sell them back to me at a high price. I will eventually buy them. Seven of these for every place. Oh no! No ocean. No intuition. We can get floating saucer next round. 3 minutes of floating saucer would be great. Yeah, chrome hammerheads will give you a bunch. Fish moldy. Yeah, if no one's watched Wrath's latest video, we're not going to talk about it because I heard that there was at least a 1 week embargo, and that's still in place. So we're not going to talk about the video outside of the fact that if you haven't watched Wrath's video on Hades, you should do that. Like, tonight. Grab some popcorn. Grab one of those little foam hands that it's like, woo, #1. You absolutely should. It's genuinely probably one of the best stories told by a community member in Final Fantasy XIV. It is genuinely great. And if you haven't watched any of Wrath's series on soloing Final Fantasy XIV, start from the beginning and just go. That's your next week of watching stuff. Alright, Plump Worm for the next bait. Well. already got a ferocious bite. Switching to Krill if we get a Spectral. So I won't get my ferocious bite. That's the one thing I'm looking for right now. It's at least pseudo-isolatable. I kind of hope we get a early spec, because then I'll be able to use the back half of it going for the Chrome Hammerheads. Wait a second, why do I keep moving that up? Down. Down bait and tackle window. This stuff I can get rid of. Here. Eat that ring. Stay on point. I really do want that spec. I could go like absolutely wild and just go with the route of the No, I wanted to cut that off. That's fine. All right, now I'm just going to straight up. I'm going to be bold and risky, and I'm not going to reel in anything unless it's a floating saucer. Oh, Kid Genesis, thank you for the raid. Hold on, my things are breaking here. My noises are breaking. But yes, Kit, thank you for the raid. Thank you for coming in. Hello, everyone. My name is Fruity Snacks, and I do fishing content in Final Fantasy XIV, and sometimes I play other games as well. We're currently ocean fishing. And after this, I think we're walking Wrath Games through the Stormblood quest. Yes, tomorrow is the Day of Legends. Tomorrow starts the Day of Legends at 5:06 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Ocean fish is going, meh, not the best, not the worst. I'm not getting any of the bites that I need right now, though. Oh no, not a 7.
The largest fish in the world is the whale shark, which can grow to more than 50 feet long and weigh several tons.
Yes, if we have Mortimer here who gives out fish facts. Am I just not going to get any of the bites that I need in this entire spec? Come on, floating saucers, just bite once. I'll take it. Thank you. There we go. Okay. 14 large size. That's perfect. I will be streaming tomorrow. A little bit, and I'll be streaming a little bit on Saturday.
Sharks as a species are older than Polaris, the North Star. Sharks are 450 million years old, and Polaris is only 45 to 67 million years old. This also means that sharks have been around the galaxy twice, because the galactic rotation period is 225 million years.
Yeah, Mortimer's got like a bunch of these fish facts. Oh, no, wait, hold on. He's on cooldown. He has to go back and learn. Yeah, I'm not planning to go for 24 hours, but a Mr. Wrath Games might be. But I will be streaming for probably the first few hours of it, and then I will probably stream a few more hours of it on Saturday. but I'll definitely be around. I'll be around in game, hopping between worlds and any like fish trains that I see going on. That's okay. I don't think I'm going to either. Going to eat a fish in the yard. What type of fish are you going to eat, though, Ambi Bear? Good question. I should actually know why Polaris is only that young, but I mean, all the stars weren't all uniformly made at the same time. Polaris was just in a newer part of the universe. I don't think I'm gonna get all of that though. Nope. It's a relatively young star. Have fun, Kit. Thanks for raiding in. Have a good rest. No, I probably ended up at 15, probably. Probably 15k. I could have had a shot at 20k if I got all my ferocious bites, but I didn't. Here, I'll give you another fish fact while we come back.
Some fish that live in very cold water survive there thanks to the presence of special antifreeze proteins in their blood.
There's a second fish fact for Polaris that talks about Polaris, the Australian band. Yeah, that sounds about right. I was not given a kind last spec there. Ah! Oh, right, Morris. Okay, let me sell this stuff. What about your what Wrath? Why are you yelling eels?
Blue whales can grow up to 31 meters long and weigh up to 160 tons.
Good question. I have to. Is Polaris a binary system? No, it's just a yellow supergiant. Auras. Oh, no, okay, I see what you're saying. No, in that case, yes. That's a big fish. Did I accidentally throw away a big fish? Nope. Nope, you're fine. I hadn't said that. Is it a stable trinary system? Because those usually don't last very long. Even binary systems are sketchy at best when it comes to stability. And you can basically also throw out habitability. Talking about retainers, this is my fishing retainer. Has all of these high quality fish. Has all the Fabled Legends. A lot of the intuition fish. I'll probably end up getting rid of some of these. But like I have like I used to have more. I had like 7 Aquamaton. All these other fish. Oh yeah, no, CE is way more important. Let's see. Yeah, so this is my fishing retainer. I don't need this. I would probably pull a good chunk of these fish out and store them in another place and be good to go. Why are you going to more? Oh, you're doing the. You're learning about the story of fish, yeah, and then you're teleporting back. I'm just, you know what? I'm just gonna go sit where I know you end up having to. I know where you will end up. You're not learning. I mean, I can give you the brief overview. Is that there's a Sahagin who shows up to Wawalago and is like, "Hey, we're missing a fish. Can you help us?" And Wawalago is like, "Yeah, sure." Except it's a Sahagin, and he doesn't want you to tell Sisapu because Sisapu's village was burned by the Sahagins, and so he's afraid that there's actually going to be some like traumatic memories if she knows that he's working with Sahagin, and it's actually kind of a touching story. Because they originally were painting Wawalago as this carefree guy who doesn't really care much about anything. And then he's like, oh wait, no, I actually care for people. I just act silly. Anyways, the Fisher job quests are actually really, really good. They are very much not given enough credit. Oh. Hi, Dad. In YouTube chat. Hi, Dad. How are you doing, Dad? In Twitch chat, some people are saying hi. He might not be watching anymore because that was 4 minutes ago. I could also just text him. He said waiting in, not rating in. Oh, he's there. Hi, Dad. Also, I said rating, not waiting, but waiting is actually fun. That I should hold on to that idea. A lot of people in my Twitch chat are saying hello, Fruit Dad, or Fruity Dad. Wrath. Yes, you should get a spearfishing gig, but you don't need that for what you're doing. For the quests, that's like a pick it up tomorrow. That's an easy thing. But that's also just like a free, what is it, 35 GP? Yeah, which you totally want. Okay, Mr. Wrath, did you talk to all of the NPCs? Oh, wait, hold on. Man. Here, use this. And then you're only gonna reel in, crap, which one is it, a weak or a strong bite? I should remember this, but I don't. Yuck. Cast out with that. I'll tell you in a minute. Into this river, right here. It's for the fish. Yeah, you don't have to eat the roe. It's not popping boba. Weak bite, so 1 exclamation point. I mean, I guess you could eat the salmon roe. That is just, I guess, caviar. Maybe you should figure out how to do Twitch. I'll walk you through it when if I come over this weekend, Dad.
And then you just keep it. Wrath, what? You should see the chat that we're having right now with Wrath. Yeah, don't triple hook it. You can't triple hook these quest fish. Any fish. It can be virtual, it can be in 14, it can be outside of it, you can be inside of it, do whatever you want. Cast the roe into the river, destroy it. Hold on, where's a Rogadin? Just throw them into the river. Just pick them up and throw them in the river. I don't know if I could pick up a Rogadin. Oh, hi, Dad. Thank you for the follow. How many Vieira would it take to pick up a row? I don't know. How heavy are rows? In that case, favorite fish, 14 is either Problematicus or the Starglass Gibble. Gibble? As for the actual fish, Helicoprion, I'm not allowed to... Wrath is not allowed to read that word, though, so... It is now referred to as the Dark Saw Lord. Hey, you said you can't read its name. You never said anything about speaking it. Let me get a versatile alert going here. Nope. So I'm actually doing some fishing. Actually, is downstream loach over there? I'll go for the big fish while Wrath goes for not big fish. All day during fog. Never mind. Get that stick. Wrath, what are you saying? Is this thank you for coming, Helen, by the way. Does it have the right to lead its people, or should it fall before the weight of the Empire? I mean, if we want to start talking about fish that have, like structures of hierarchy. I mean, there's one not that far away. Oh no, Dad. I will allow you to ask my father questions about my lore as long as it doesn't reveal where we currently live.
Did you finish catching all of your fish? Mr. Wrath Games? Okay, go finish talking about, or go do all the NPC stuff. Yes, Wrath. Should probably also be in my other room. Okay, now we're gonna go over to the other place. Hey, I used to go fishing with Weezer. Don't worry about it, Amelia. I'll explain it later. No. I actually don't know. I don't know the answer to that one, Wrath. I just know that tilapia are common because they are self-regulatory. My guess is that their lifespan is short enough that they don't. I will find the information for you. Sure. Yes. I will reveal it to you tomorrow. How's that sound? What's the bait for Winter Queen? Let's see, hold on. Let's just ask. Google, why are tilapia good for aquaponics? Also, I'm now very fascinated to know that you're into aquaponics. So they apparently can easily withstand temperature fluctuations. Because they make excellent choices for, which is why they make excellent choice, because they can withstand temperature fluctuations. They eat basically anything. They grow quickly, and they're very resilient. So they're basically bluegill, except they're also edible. Yeah, usually whenever my dad and I go out fishing, if he catches something and he can't easily get it off, he just calls me over and I have to kayak over to wherever he is. Where do I not live? I don't live in California. You did buy me his kayak. Yeah, you did buy me the kayak. We still have to go get that paddle, by the way. Winter Queen is blue bottom. Also, if Wrath is in the world, I guarantee you he's fishing off of the wrong spot. Oh, no, okay, he's unlocking spearfishing, that's fine. Oh, I don't have any blue bobbit on me. Bummer. Oh, thank you, Bernie. Fish eyes! Oh, wait, hold on. There's something I needed to go get Wrath first. Excuse me, before we do this. Wait, do I need to get it? No, I should have it. Yeah, that's what I thought. That should work. I think. Yeah, you're retired and I'm unemployed. The only thing that's holding us back from fishing or going anywhere right now is that it's cold as hell.
It would be warmer if we lived in California. I mean, I'll be in California in like a month. Bluefish? I don't think I've gone for bluefish. No, because that's a saltwater fish. I have only ever fished freshwater. Poison Slime, thank you for the follow. No, the quest tells you that you're wrong. It's over here. I promise you it's over here. See, there's Wrath in the wrong spot. And over here is the right spot. When you cast into the water, does it say you have found the quest location? I know the NPC is there. It's wrong. Swim over here. I can go to Bluegill up at the pond. This is like the weird thing about this one, is that it's over here. Like I said, fishing is consistently inconsistent. Wrath Games claims that he's drowning. Here. He should work. Have fun. Yeah. Okay, go fishing there, Blue Alice. If that doesn't work, I'll just go live shrimp. But it should say now that you are fishing in the correct spot, because it'll be like, fishing holes sensed for blah 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 blah. What's the name of it? Search for the spawning grounds. This one shouldn't be that hard of a catch. I was in an ocean fishing boat the other day, and there was a character named Yokotaro, and they were getting like level 100 fishing on that boat. I did not see who the character was. Like I couldn't see their adventure plate because I was fishing, and I forgot to grab it before I left. But it was really funny just seeing a Yokotaro character name. Oh. You can't see it, but Wrath is showing off his cool hairstyle. Nerd. It's such a hot, sunny day. You need to let your hair blow through the shore breeze. How many of the legends do you expect to see yourself tomorrow? I'm assuming which ones I expect to catch. I don't know. I actually haven't looked at the list for my own sake. I don't know. I think there's a good chance that like I'm not gonna catch. I don't think I'll catch snowy. Sidereal is a maybe. Aquamaton I'd like to try and catch just because Aquamaton's really easy to catch now. That was somebody else. I think definitely the ARR fish are doable. He does have a mount. He doesn't have to swim. I think Aquamaton, the ARR legends, I think are totally doable in 24 hours. Problematicus, if you hit enough windows, is very much doable. Opabinia is almost a given if you hit enough windows. Unconditional, totally doable. I think Stethocanthus is out just because, well, I mean, one, the windows are at like 2 a.m. and I'm not going to go for those. But the one window I could do is a like double sculptor window. Oh gosh. Wrath. You may notice that Wrath is jumping here on the Eden. He's doing that to demonstrate the fact that he doesn't have flying unlocked in the Ruby Sea. Wrath does not have flight. I take that back. I understand the solo-only mentality now. See, I thought he was swimming just because he was lazy. Here's my question. Is 14 actually beatable if you can't jump? That would be interesting to find out. So I have a feeling it would be relatively easy to do, but there's got to be a place there's got to be a place where you have to jump and you can't. Just disable jump. Alright, right. You should... Did you finish the quest? Are you done? And you have a gig, good. Are you all done with the quest? Did you turn it in? Are you all set? Do you have it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Okay, cool. Did you get the rest of your books? Okay, yeah, let's go turn it in, but then that's fine. As long as he did it. Good. I'm just busy tonight. This is the man who this is the man who doesn't have flight unlocked in Stormblood. Do you really think he's done Island Sanctuary? Okay, so now you have unlocked all of you've unlocked all the skills. You have a spearfishing gig. Custom deliveries would be the next thing you could do. Or you just go grind out like Fleeting Brand or Alamegan Ribbons. And then you're good. And that's it.
You could do the eel forever, except the eel is only up at night. So you just have to wait until it opens in like 20-30 minutes. But hold on, what's the weather? Let's go check the weather. Wait a second. Okay, so this is a serious question. Wrath, do you have flying unlocked in Az's Law? Do you have flying unlocked in Ultima Thule? Everywhere besides Stormblood, you're good. Okay. Because if you didn't have it in Ultima Thule, that's what I would tell you to go do next. Okay, you're not. That's good. Then hold on. Oh, that's Caddis. Here. We're gonna go do Alamegan Ribbons, and that's where I'm going to leave you. Take this. Eat them. Crap, wait. What's the one zone you have unlocked flying in? Oh, perfect. Okay, good, because that's the one that you needed in. I'm just trying to think if there was any like legendary fish that you needed to deal with flying, and the answer is no. Outside of Az's Law and... Is there anything else that you need to... Oh, and Ultima Thule. Here, we're gonna go do Alamegan Ribbons. This is what I'll... This one's very easy. Well, you didn't call for the taxi soon enough. And you have flying unlocked in the peaks, so you get to fly yourself. Okay. Here. Turn on collect. Then select your Stonefly larva. Use Patience 2. Then cast out. And use Modest Lair up to 3 times. And then if you ever get a 1 exclamation point, you use Precision Hook Set and reel that in. Think, because I know you like numbers, statistically insignificant. Wrath games. Let me just remind myself that, make sure I have this right off the top of my head. Yeah, so each time you do this, Wrath, one of these ribbons is worth 2 cordials, high cordials. So you can just do that over and over again. And then when Thunderbolt Eels come up, you can just go do those, because those will open up tonight. And by tonight, I mean tonight, like in-game tonight.
The solution is to just Wrath and I get married. Okay. Sorry, eternally bonded. Instead of Wrath completing all of the flying in Stormblood, we just pay real money and get eternally bonded. Is my YouTube stream dying? What? Nope, that's good. This browser is just not having a good time with YouTube. I don't have a two-seater. That's the thing. I was talking about that with a friend last night. We were doing Eureka. He was like, "Do you have a two-seater mount?" I don't. I actually don't have a two-seater mount. I only have the four-seaters. I have the Regalia and the Eden mount. Well, Regalia, I mean, I have four-seaters. Oh, 2+-seaters, yeah. I have 2+-seaters. I have the Regalia and I have the Sand Skiff or whatever it is. That's my minions. Yeah, let's see. Is it? That's, yeah, there's only one. Yeah, the only multi-seaters I have would be the, yeah. Sky Slipper, that was it, not Sand Skipper. And then the Regalia. See, I didn't like Island Sanctuary very much, so I don't do that. I did it a little bit, and then it just was like, meh. I don't have the Drought Chocobos. I don't have the Calf Shop Whale because, like I was saying, like a couple hours ago when we were talking about synced, like microtransactions, I don't really buy microtransactions all that much. I think I've only bought a few emotes, and I use those in videos. I bought hair because hair, I liked it, and that was it. Like, I don't really do much with that, and I didn't want to pay $40 for the whale. Like, the whale in the Sidereal Whale video thumbnail isn't even mine. It's my friend Zin's. I hit rest instead of that. Yeah, I didn't feel like buying it. I don't usually buy those things all that much. The only things that I do like collect is minions. Because I have almost 400 of those. I collect all the minions. Okay, Wrath, that's good because I was about to wrap up. I will not be. I will see you tomorrow, I guess, for your stream. Because I'll stream around then as well. If we want to share or not, I don't know. We can do something silly. It can be that podcast that we started to do. Oh. YouTube. Yeah, I was doing Eureka. Yeah. The 14 cash out mounts are so crazy expensive. Like, they're almost as much as the whole expansion. That's crazy to me. Yeah, they are. Island Sanctuary was neat at the beginning, and I also got bored of it. It wasn't my type of thing, and I didn't like gathering the mats. Like, there was like a missed opportunity. I would probably like it more if it was actually gathering, not click gathering. So, goodbye, Bruni. Look at it's just two esoteric guys talking about things. Like, I think it was okay content. Like, I think it was fine, but I feel like it could have been better if we could have actually done crafting and gathering in it. But that's not for me to speculate on why they made those decisions. I don't care. I figured out what the clam meant, so that's all that matters. But keep looking on. Yeah. Well, see, for high cordials, I just ocean fish. I'm under 3,000 still, so I need to go stock up a bit more. Anyways, I am going to be wrapping up, guys. So thank you all for watching. Thank you, Wrath, for joining. Again, if you haven't checked out Wrath and Wrath Games, you should do that. Wrath Games, I'm going to shout him out twice this stream because he's cool, and you should go and follow him and check out all his content. He just put out a great video on him soloing Hades, which I think is probably one of the best edited and most interesting videos that anyone's really ever done for Final Fantasy XIV. So please go check that out. But anyways, my name is Fruity Snacks. I fish in Final Fantasy XIV, and sometimes I do things in other games. Starting tomorrow at 5:06 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or whatever it is, the Day of Legends begins with Snowy Praxis. There is no official server, but Spofi will be hosting a fish stream on Coral. I will be there. It sounded like Wrath might be there as well. I will also be streaming a bit tomorrow. Probably start around 4 p.m.-ish, 4:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, EDT, whatever, and then just go for a few hours. And then I'll be back on Saturday again for more of it. So you'll get 2 streams in the Day of Legends. You're just not going to get a whole 24-hour thing. So, until then, if you liked what you were watching, my name is Fruity Snacks, and you can follow me on all these places in YouTube, Blue Sky, Twitter, and Twitch. You can follow, subscribe, like, do whatever the thing the algorithm does to make it happy, but I don't care. As long as you had fun, then I did a good job today. So, for those of you who are on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're on Twitch, we're going to go find somebody to raid into, but until then, thank you again, everyone, for